Now let's start the bullshit. Spiritual warfare is real. People don't know that there's different levels to this war. People don't know that they are getting hit in every direction. What if I tell you that you are at war with something this small, that acts in demonic ways, that causes so much damage into your life? Nah, besides them. I'm talking about parasites. These creepy crawlers have been infecting us for centuries. You would think that they can go away. Well, I said the same thing with these people, and they still here. Parasites can infect us spiritually. In fact, they are demons. I mean, look how these things look. You can't tell me that shit looks like a demon. Once these things are in your system, you become it. Parasites can make you do things you wouldn't do. Sound like a demon, don't it? But let's find out its origins and how it's related to its demonic behavior. A parasite is an organism that lives at the expense of another organism. Our ancient ancestors spoke about parasites and how it relates to demonic spirits. Taoism, the three worms demonic creatures live in a human body. Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies. In Hebrew literature, the name translates Lord of Filth in the Bible. What demons have in common with parasites? Parasites can cause the exact issues demons have been known to cause within biblical accounts. See, our ancestors knew what they saw and knew the causes, but our society fall victims of their ignorance, which is why we are spiritually fucked up. The connection is deep. You ask yourself why parasites are created, or where it comes from. What creates parasites? Gee, I don't know. Contaminated water, your foods, the soil, your blood, feces from any kind, not washing your hands. That may not mean nothing to you, but the simplest things like this is how they get in you. I mean that shit literally. Once parasites get into your body, you start to have symptoms. Symptoms from parasites will include gas bloating, dysentery, diarrhea, nausea or vomit, sleep irregularities, skin conditions, mood swings, muscle pains, you name it. Even when you get sick, catching a flu, a cold, or any other sickness is from a parasite. Hence on the term, don't be catching a bug. Why, you ask? Parasites need a host. Why parasitic demons need a host? Simple. They need it for survival. They feed, grow, or multiply in a way that harms their host. They rarely kill their host, but researchers say they carry diseases. Demons, on the other hand, do. Demons want your mind, body, and soul. Only if you can agree with them so they can live with you. They're energetic leeches. They need to leech off of people. If a host dies, then they'll find someone else. If you cast them out of you, they'll go to another host. But guess what? They can come right back to you if they can't find a new host. Sound like a desperate ex who can't find a mate on time. They force people to do things they would not normally do, such as steal, rape, and committing crime. Parasites that can control the nervous system of the host. They have the power to influence your mind and to fill with destructive thoughts. Eat souls or life energy use. Steal, kill, and destroy their hosts. Demons feed off of negative human emotion, but they also have demonic purposes like occult related, makes you turn into a different person, schizophrenia tendencies, homosexual tendencies, energy harvesting, offspring care, spontaneity, sociality, negative energies, negative thoughts. Demons can cause mental health disorders. Studies show that. Can cause bipolar disorder, multiple personality disorder, rage and child maltreatment disorder, self-destructive behavior. Demons can cause suicide behavior. Both parasites and demons correlate with each other. They both have similar assignments and purpose. At the end of the day, they want you. We can both agree that demons want you energetically, and parasites want you physically. When both combine, you will get a dose of bullshit, ruining your life. Just know that if you're having these thoughts that you are experiencing, isn't from you. It's from these parasites. Humans are not designed to have these thoughts nor try to kill ourselves. A parasite can use you and make you kill yourself. Parasites can also cause blindness and death, just like in the Bible. Anxiety and fear are demonic. Parasites can manipulate eating behavior. Like tapeworms, can increase appetite and food consumption, which can lead to weight gain. Microbes and parasites can manipulate your eating behavior to increase their fitness. Toxoplasma gondii can manipulate rodents, cats, and human behavior through fear and sex. They have potential behavior effects like risk-taking behavior, impulsivity, jealousy, and even higher rates of car accidents. These things can alter your brain and even a potential link to schizophrenia. Pinworms and roundworms can cause diarrhea and fever. It can get into your system by contaminated foods and not washing your hands, especially if you're around the bathroom. It can cause intestinal issues in the colon. I hate to be graphic and shit, but if you scratch your butthole consistently, best believe you have that worm in you. You don't have to be fat to get these things. These worms can get in you and turn into an anaconda size if they want. I mean that shit, literally.
I could have a tapeworm in me.
Not likely. You'd be in a lot of pain.
There are so many parasites in the world that have their own tendencies. They even go after insects and pets for their hosts. Hairworms manipulate their hosts, such as crickets, by producing chemicals that cause them to move towards the light. This often leads the crickets to jump into water and drown, where the hairworms emerge to find a new host. Ophiocordyceps is a fungus known for mind control on insect hosts, turning them into zombies. Yes, zombies. I'm not making this shit up. The fungus cuts off the ant's limbs from its brain and injures itself in place, releasing chemicals that force the muscles to contract. Luckily, humans are immune to this fungus.
Am I driving okay? I think we're parked, man.
I was thinking of shit like this. Thank God. The Lancet liver fluke can also control the minds of the ants. It inhabits snails, ants, and herbivorous mammals such as cattle. The fluke cycle is simple. Snails become infected by feeding on droppings from grazing animals that have the fluke. Ants become infected by eating slime balls from snails. Adult liver flukes reproduce inside the belly duct of the animal that eats the infected ant. Repeat. Say what you want. Just by me talking about this, it's grossing me the fuck out. They make you crave foods they specialize in, or by making you feel dysphoric until you eat foods that benefit them. Processed foods, sugar, GMOs, carbohydrates is their fuel source. Gluttony is what parasites feed off of. It takes control of your cravings. Most plants have the ability to protect themselves from parasites. If plants can do it, you can too. A balance of healthy diet and taking vitamins is worth it. Our government don't want us to do that. Why you think organics are expensive? Shit, most of them items aren't labeled correctly. Most of the shit aren't organic. You shouldn't have to choose organic or non-organic. Everything's supposed to be organic. Yet our government is purposely poisoning us to have these entities into our body. Parasites can be in your bathrooms too. We know that bacteria and germs can get a person sick if they don't wash their hands properly. But parasites can also be found in bathrooms. You can get STD from toilet seats in rare cases, researchers said. The toilet seat is the nastiest area that gets the most bacteria, including parasites. Anybody can get STD on their genitals on a shared toilet seat. Worms can get into your bathroom. They tell you not to leave your toilet seat up, because you're letting parasites come to you airborne. It would be wise to clean thoroughly. Otherwise, you're gonna wind up like this. It's not just the toilets either. Your own toothbrushes ain't safe. Even after washing, microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasitic cysts can remain stuck in toothbrush bristles. With shit like this, will make an OCD nigga faint. That's why you gotta be cautious when you get home. Make sure you clean yourself properly and change your toothbrushes every 3 months. Do you remember when you was a kid and see how them public restrooms look like in public schools? And you see a special ed kid peeing in a urinal with his ass out, and you see a bunch of wet shit tissues on the ceiling, and toilets stopped up and overflow with feces? Now look at adult restrooms in stadiums, malls, and events. You see shit like that? Just know you have blue demons all over that bitch. You thought this was disgusting. Maggots and flies are worse. Maggots are nasty looking demons, but they feed off a dead corpse. People are confused because they don't know where they come from, or how they appear in the dead body so quickly, where the whole time is in front of y'all faces. What? If these motherfuckers are responsible for maggots in these dead corpses. See, people think that when a person dies, parasites will start to come out, but that's not the case. Flies or mosquitoes will lay eggs on the corpse, and that's how maggots and larvae appear. If you ever see flies around a dead body, then you know why. Flies can carry parasites that can harm humans and animals. Houseflies can carry over 100 pathogens, including parasites like pinworms, roundworms, hookworms, and tapeworms. They carry bacteria, viruses, and fungi. They can pick up pathogens from their environment, including dumps, sewers, and garbage heaps, and transmit them to humans. You ever see a fly flying around your food or on it? Huge chance you have a parasite and eggs in it. Flies are by far the most nastiest of all, and reasons why people get sick. Flies carry damn near everything it lands, and I mean that shit literally. I mean, for God's sakes, look how it looks. Why would you trust a bug that rubs its hands like Birdman? Flies have a lot of Bible references. God said he will use flies and gnats for punishment. Flies represent demons back in ancient times. But flies aren't alone or are the only ones doing this. There are 5 blood-sucking vampires to mention. Fleas are wingless parasitic insects that feed on the blood of animals and humans. Fleas can transmit diseases and skin irritation. Fleas can jump up to 200 times their body length and close to 2 feet. These mofos got more ups than niggas, and they bite you per second. These things are hard to kill because of how fast and tiny they are. Bedbugs are parasitic insects that feed on blood. These deadly little critters have an exoskeleton that's hard to squish on. All they care about is their food source, which is you. They don't transmit diseases towards humans, but they can give you allergic reaction and skin infections, and fuck up your mental health and give you PTSD. What's so deadly about these demons is the fact that they multiply quick once they get your blood. They climb damn near into anything just to get to you. They like warmth and comfortability, and like to live in the nest of their hosts, which is why they are called bedbugs. They are so dangerous because they can infest your whole house if you don't get rid of them on time. Whether it's hotels, airplanes, couches, and furniture. Once an infestation happens, people won't have a choice but to move. Niggas in hazmat suits will come with a flamethrower burning your shit and start knocking people's door to make sure they won't spread. Fleas and bedbugs are known to multiply like this. You could be bit up and won't ever get any sleep, a health hazard to your lifestyle. Ticks are small blood-sucking parasites that's related to spiders family. They are into warm-blooded mammals and humans. What's so deadly about ticks is they attach to your skin and have a strong grip that's hard to pluck off. And they can give dangerous diseases like Lyme and Rocky Mountain fever. They're into mammals more, which is why they attach themselves into pets. Once a pet is in your crib, they are in your crib. That's where they lay eggs and start an infestation. They suck your blood and get bigger in the process. These things can fuck up your skin and your livelihood. Mites are also blood-sucking parasites that's also related to spiders. They are so tiny in microscopic scale, you can't feel them, which makes them dangerous. They're into plants and animals more, but with humans, they feed off the blood and skin. There are different types of mites. Some mites can live off of you 1-2 months and you don't even know it. Some bury in your skin and lay eggs, causing intense itching and rash. Some can live in human hair follicles, and trust me, they're not dandruffs. These vampires aren't the ones terrorizing people. Roaches are by far the most disgusting insects on this earth. Most people are scared of rats, but grown-ass people are scared of roaches more. Why, you ask? Roaches are filthy and carry diseases. Once a roach touch anything at your crib, including food, that shit ain't no good. They carry parasites as well, including worms and bacteria. Reasons why people can get sick. With their exoskeleton and their quick reflexes, and their ability to go through any cracks and crevices with no backbone. These things are dangerous. They can live in any environment, but they rather live in your crib more. They don't come out during the day as much, but they rather eat your shit at night while you ain't around. Once you turn your light on, they scatter like niggas. Roaches can survive without water or food, but they can also survive a nuclear war. They are fast as hell and hard to catch. These slave feet running motherfuckers are also smart and know your every move. They're able to smell food miles away. And once it gets hot and humid, the motherfuckers turn super saiyan by flying on you. All it takes is one roach. You'll get an infestation in no time. Say what you want. These niggas are aliens on the low. And they are scary looking to look at. These pests are hard to kill. But somehow, a shoe is effective. People have an excuse to be scared and dislike roaches. They just want them out of their crib.
Come on, roaches! Roaches! Get out of my house! Come down to the door!
If you walk into someone's crib and you see someone with a roach spray on the side of their bed or couch, them niggas got roaches. No matter if your crib is clean. They still coming regardless. Mosquitoes been a threat since ancient times. But what's crazy about these bugs? They are not parasites. Mosquitoes feed on blood, but they don't live on their host like headlights do. They only attach to a host for a short time to suck blood and then detach. However, mosquitoes are vectors of diseases that can be transmitted to humans and wildlife. Mosquitoes can carry pathogens that multiply in their bodies and are then delivered to new hosts through biting. These bugs are a worldwide threat simply because of how many diseases it can carry, including STD. Mosquitoes kill animals and humans daily. As annoying as their bites are and the amount of itching, these things are determined to get their food source, which is one of the reasons why people hate summer, for shit like this. Leeches are blood-sucking parasites that attach to their host, bite through their skin, and consume blood. Some leeches can consume several times their body weight in blood in a single meal. Leeches have been used by healers since ancient Egypt to reduce blood volume in patients. Now today, surgeons use leeches to keep blood flowing and reattach body parts, skin grafts, and transplant tissue. This is bigger than your average leech you may know of. They even have ocean parasites that's worth mentioning. Isopod parasites are crustaceans that feed on the blood and tissue of fish and other hosts. A well-known parasitic barnacle that infects crabs, castrates them, and manipulates their behavior. The parasite grows a root-like system inside the crab's body, feeding on the crab's nutrients. About half of the 14,000 known cod species are parasitic. They can attach to a variety of hosts, including bonnyfish, sharks, marine mammals, and invertebrates like corals, morculus, and sponges. Sea lice are small crustaceans that feed on the blood, mucus, and skin of fish. They are marine ectoparasites, meaning they live on the outside of their host. The sea lamprey is a parasitic fish that gauges out pieces of flesh from its host, using tooth, mouth, and tongue-like piston. The species of parasitic lamprey that eventually live in the ocean begin their life as larvae in rivers, only turning into flesh eaters once they've reached adulthood. These deadly parasites I'm about to mention are real. It may sound like an episode from a Twilight Zone, but trust me, it's not. Be mindful that parasites are entities, so never underestimate them despite their size, like the tongue-eating sea loads for example. They're the only known parasite that not only feeds on one of its host body parts, but also entirely replaces the very thing it's eating. Yeah, I know, creepy. Sea lotus makes it home inside a fish mouth. There it feeds on blood from the tongue until the organ withers away. The parasite then attaches itself to the fish's remaining stump and feeds on blood and mucus in the mouth. Translation: this shit detaches the fish's tongue, attaches itself to the fish's mouth, and becomes its tongue. What entity you know would do some shit like this? The eye worm loa infects humans through fly bites, and the adult can travel through the body's tissue for years. Most common in West and Central Africa. Symptoms include itching, swelling, and even brain damage in very unlucky victims. The worm only becomes obvious when it reaches the eye, where it can be easily seen and, more horribly, felt by its victims as it squirms across the soft tissue beneath the cornea. But lower worms, which are 1 to 3 inches long, don't cause blindness and usually don't damage your eyes. The worm usually moves across your eye and back into your body. Can you imagine having a parasite swirling around your eyes and goes back into your body? Wolbachia don't like males. The bacteria are passed on to their host offspring in egg cells, meaning that males serve no purpose to them. So to improve their chances, they can kill infected males or force them to change sex, and can even make males completely redundant by enabling virgin births in females. They can only manipulate invertebrates, not humans. So you have a parasite that can turn you gay?
Hi.
Kinda explains why people are like this. The vampire fish is a tiny eel like lives in the Amazon and feeds on other fish by swimming into their gills and feasting on their blood. Researchers say that it also preys on humans, entering orifices it can find, such as the anus, enlarging itself inside using backwards facing spines. Did it say it goes into your anus?
Guilty.
Nah, fuck that. Let's move on. This zombie wasp preys on cockroaches, turning them into zombies to feed its young. The female wasp aims a sting directly into the roach's brain, disabling its escape reflex. She then leads the zombie roach back to her underground nest, lays an egg on its belly, and seals it in. A larvae hatches from the egg and burrows into the roach, where it devours the insect from the inside to form a cocoon, which it will later emerge as a new adult. Can you imagine seeing zombie roaches in your crib? Tandy parasite is the most successful mind-control parasite on Earth. It's a worldwide phenomenon, and it's the reason why suicide rates has skyrocketed. Parasites can control our cognitive functions and desires. The Tandy parasite can make you attract you to danger, fear, pain, and submissiveness, sexual activities, or sexual promiscuity. Having sex with random people so it can spread itself. A parasite can make you attractive to lure into another host. So basically, people who's doing one-night stands, you're inviting new parasites into your soul. It can cause sexual violence as well, because it's the only mammal they can control their sexual reproductive system. The Tandy parasite can be in any animal or human, but loves to be with cats. Cat feces can go airborne. Never let your cat be around pregnant women, otherwise it can kill your baby while it's in your room. Cats in ancient times were worshipped as gods, but studies show that the gods weren't worshipped as gods but vessels of God. But scientifically, they can be vessels for demonic parasites. A household cat and big cat eyes are different from each other. Big cats have split pupils, while household has reptile-like eyes. I wonder why. They even have cat movie references like Men in Black, Fallen, and The Mummy. They even have the Smurfs and Cinderella connection, and their names were Azrael and Lucifer. It does matter on what you eat, and it does affect you spiritually. Your gut is important in the Bible and spiritual aspects of it. Our emotions and our instincts come from our gut. They call it the second brain for a reason. Your body and instincts can feel something isn't right. Hence on why they say, trust your gut. When people catch the Holy Spirit, they feel things in the gut. Ancient times, they say the gut is the most energy center. Spirit protecting the flesh, protecting it at all costs. Parasites are connected to pork and processed meat. Shellfish have parasites because they consider them as the bottom feeders of the ocean. Meaning put sea salt on every single food item. Sea salt have the power to protect your organs and kill parasites. Put the right amount of salt on your food, because with a healthy diet, scientifically, sea salt kills parasites. Even the Bible states that it's okay to drink a little wine because it also kills parasites. Timothy believes drinking red wine won't hurt. It's not a sin. especially if it has healthy benefits. The Bible even said that God made a wine to glad in the heart of a man. Parasites love chemicals and drugs. Researchers found that parasites are attracted to chemicals, which they use to find hosts and manipulate their host behavior. How parasites find hosts for chemical cues? Many parasites use carbon dioxide to locate hosts and support their life cycles. Carbon dioxide is a byproduct of respirations in a chemical that hosts emits. Many parasites are attracted to body heat, using it as a key cue to locate and affect their hosts. This behavior is called positive thermotaxis, where they actively move towards warmer temperatures, like the heat generated by the host body, to facilitate finding a suitable environment for survival and reproduction. Body temperature can also influence parasite growth and reproduction, with some species thriving in warmer conditions. Many parasites, particularly like L-arginine, an essential amino acid, and actively utilize it for their growth and survival. L-arginine is considered a crucial nutrition for many parasites, whereas deprivation can significantly hinder their development and viability. Chemical signals to manipulate the host's immune system are called cytokinins. These are protein molecules released by immune cells to communicate with each other. Parasites can manipulate chemicals within their host body, often altering the host's neurochemistry to influence its behavior in a way that benefits the parasite's life cycle. How parasites manipulate their host behavior through chemicals. One is serotonin, and related compounds regulate the motility and metabolism of parasitic worms. Central nervous system infection. Some parasites infect the host's central nervous system, which can alter the host behavior. Hormones. Parasites exchange cholesterol and other metabolites during reproduction. Dopamine. Parasites can secrete compounds that alter the behavior of their hosts. For example, ants that consume dopamine-containing secretion are more likely to be aggressive. Parasites even love steroids. Some parasites can even synthesize their own steroid hormones. So yes, if you take steroids, you are contributing their growth and infection. You catch STD parasites if you aren't protected properly. What do you think Giardia, pubic lice, and scabies are? People have to understand that parasites can grow and spread from other sources, like drugs, processed foods, GMOs, grains, pork, alcohol, and sugar. All of this can cause inflammation into your body. If you ever have symptoms or any pains or irritations, best believe it's parasite related. High fructose corn syrup can increase the abundance of conditional pathogen bacteria in the gut, which may lead to inflammation and create an environment where parasites can grow. Sugar is like setting gasoline to inflammation. This is where diseases stems from. If you ever eat these kinds of foods, yet feel hungry still, you're not craving. It's the parasites. You are feeding your parasites. They are controlling you. Parasites grow stronger and faster when you don't take care of yourself right. Luckily enough, there is a way to get rid of these things out of you. Focus on foods and spices like garlic, pumpkin seeds, and ginger. Papaya seeds, onions, oregano, and coconut oil to detox that out of your system. The government doesn't want you to go back into eating healthy. It will ruin pharmacies' pockets if you do. COVID was a perfect example. People didn't do their homework on how to heal themselves. Ivermectin gets rid of parasites completely. Reasons why they took it off the shelves around that time. The truth is, these things are killing you on the low. Jesus says to cast out strong demons, you must pray and fast. He's calling parasites demons for a reason. The best way to kill a parasite is to starve it to death. By doing that, you're getting rid of old dead cells. The whole point is creating new cellular repair and regenerate your cells if you fast. The spiritual aspect of it is your prayer is cleansing you energetically. Combining both, you are cleansing demons out of you. You becoming a brand new person. It works because I've done the fasting myself. I've started a 25-day challenge with no food for 9 hours and eat nothing but healthy foods and water afterwards. I made it a routine by doing this and prayed in the morning and midnight. Ever since then, I feel like a brand new person. I got rid of the unhealthy version of me. And whenever I feel like I haven't accomplished my goals, I go back into fasting and do for 3 to 7 days, just to make sure I get rid of these parasites out of my body. Fasting teaches you about disciplining yourself and focus on healing your mind, body, and spirit. I recommend people to do it because it's better than taking prescription drugs or so-called medicine people be taking. Parasites are demons and demons are parasites. They are both connected. The problem always been in front of our faces. There were so many movie and biblical references towards parasites. There's reasons why they make movies about them. The connection between demons and parasites is uncanny. And again, right in front of our faces. The Bible call it the worm that never dies on the book of Mark chapter 9 verses 46. This is spiritual warfare, ladies and gentlemen. Use this info as an advantage. What if I tell you that there's a demonic force that has ties into businesses and industries? Stay tuned as I tell you how demons play a part in the entertainment businesses and control the masses.